Sometimes you don't get to explore being queer until later in life, and that's okay, but now you're 30 and have no clue what your girlfriend's wife is talking about when they say shit like Mercury's in retrograde or the moon is going to kill you. Well, I'm not going to talk about any of that shit or this shit. You don't need it. Maybe you need it. That's too bad. Instead, I'm going to describe the signs and who the stars have decided you're going to fuck even though they make you miserable. And before we start, if this seems like bullshit, it is. It holds the same amount of weight as, say, Myers-Briggs, except for the fact that people who believe in Myers-Briggs don't fuck. So to start with, you have your big three, your sun, moon, and ascendant. I assume you already know when your birthday is, but go ahead and call your mom, get the time you were born, the location, and then you're going to go to the description, pull that information in, and then I'm going to ruin your shit for good. So first up, the one that everyone leads with is your sun, and you can determine this easily enough by finding which of the 12 seasons your birthday falls into. This is the center of your being, I mean the core from which everything else is built, which means if you got a bad roll, you're done. Quit now. Everyone knows you can be assigned bad at birth, and you probably were. Let's not lie. There's nothing you can do about it. You were predestined by the stars to be unlovable. To help find out if that's you, here's a quick guide. Your moon is your inner workings, your emotions, why you try so hard at moves with dads in them. That's not my daddy issues. It's my Gemini moon, for sure. It's supposed to influence your reactions, your habits, the things you feel on a deeper level. It's the are you winning son of astrology. And no, I'm not, and I'm freaking the fuck out because my mom couldn't wait another hour to have me. Your ascendant or rising sign is how you're perceived on a personal level. It's the first impression you make physically as well as emotionally and kind of represents how you view and approach things around you. Think of it as how your body impacts the world, I guess. I understand this one the least out of any of them, and that's fine. I'm still gay. You're still gay. If you're not gay and you're watching this, surprise, I guess. If none of that made any sense, that's okay. Maybe an example will help. For example, I'm a Capricorn rising, which means people perceive me as being grounded and put together when they first meet me. But because of my Gemini moon, I feel awful and like I should tell a lie to someone I love. And because of my Sagittarius sun, I have an addiction to speed that has haunted me no matter how sober I get. Now then, have your three signs? Sick. But now we need to know what they mean. We're going to do a quick run through of each one so you have a solid idea of what they are, as well as how best to destroy them. Aquariuses are extremely put together to the point of scaring children with how little they care for kindness and frivolity, but to compensate for this, they are the most petty fucking people in the world. You might be confused as to why they're referred to as the water bearer if they're an air sign, but that's because you don't know shit about fuck. This is the Aquarius. These are the water signs they bear like a cross. If you feel emotions, fuck you. Aquariuses thrive at home, in bed, watching streams, might also possess latent psychic abilities, weak to bows. Represented by two fish trying to get the fuck away from each other, Pisces is a contender for our most funny little dumb bitch sign. They're like if a coloring book about soup was a category of person. I'm being unfair? That doesn't even make any sense? Sounds like something a Pisces would say. This sign is best known for feeling the full spectrum and extent of all the wrong emotions at all the wrong times, and I think that's beautiful. Truly the most genderqueer of all the signs. Pour out onto dirt. Best characterized by the vicious, headstrong, and forward way they approach problems which require none of that shit, Aries is perhaps the most excessive of all the signs. They don't do anything halfway. In fact, they do plenty of things they probably shouldn't do at all. They're that friend that goes, watch this, right before performing a single action that fucks their entire life up. A lot of websites I check for some reason say that Aries are good at doing big comes. I don't fucking know why. That honestly sounds like something an Aries would write. I don't know what the hell is wrong with all of you, but you know what? That captures the spirit of the sign better than I ever could. Pin a tunnel onto a brick wall to make them run to it full speed. If Aries is the big dumb bitch who does too much for no actual reason, then Taurus is the big dumb bitch who does nothing, actually. Born to nap, forced to participate in the ever-turning gears of capitalism, forced to forever lean against the blood-soaked wheel, one foot after another, each more tiring than the last. More exhausted until that exhaustion atrophies into hunger. A bottomless hole that even sleep, even deep, quiet, perpetual sleep, cannot cure. One that is replaced and replaced again by layer upon mortar, upon brick, upon slab, of anger. The kind of anger that isn't born but cultivated through years of steady, diligent, unseen harm. Scars of the soul. Ones that heal over only to be replaced with more wounds and more wheels and more turning. Endlessly and forever. The light grows no brighter and the tunnel no shorter, but the bull remains, head down, marching fruitlessly towards that mirage of quiet rest. Weak to big cardboard boxes propped up by a stick with a bed under it. Oh boy, it's another one of God's little challenges. Gemini are a buy one, get one free of being a dumb bitch, but not in a bad way. Kind of in a bad way. A cosmic gesture, put here in equal parts to entertain and to harm, but mostly to harm. They are fantastic at understanding the emotions of those around them, but terrible at doing anything positive with that information. Can be erased from this world by answering any of the riddles correctly. Boasting such fate-adorned alumni such as Lotrick Karim and George W. Bush, one might think them perfect candidates to kick off a cliff. Cancers are sensitive, emotional, prone to toxic outbursts, prone in general, as they'll lay down and sob if they don't get what they want, leaving them perfectly open to attack. Truly Mitski said it best in her hit song, Francis Forever. Leos are beautiful and perfect and sweet, and just kidding, Leos are a fucking menace. The most self-centered, egotistical, vain, bitchy people, and I say that as someone who loves Leos. Leos are my favorite on this list because most of these will pretend to not be a little shit. They'll play at being a wholesome uwu little bean or a based in poggers himbo or whatever else you little Hannibal Lecter freaks like to play at. Leos are just Leos. They have to be the star of the show. They have to be the center of attention, and that's fine. That's perfect if you're like me and autistic. Just date a Leo. Easy. Can only be defeated by burning the youthful self-portrait they keep hidden in their attic. Virgos embody equal parts practical and kind. Virgos like the willingness that destroys the unclean soul of the weak and disgusting Scorpion. The freak-like Scorpion quivers in rage and fear at the mighty Catholic grace of the fucking Virgo, the annoying little genius, the controlling girl boss man-child of tranquility and humbleness. Easily defeated by a flurry of precise and surgical blows is nothing in comparison to the trained warrior. Read books in hell. Libras, much like the mighty horse, were designed to feel fear and decisiveness. To never buy a new phone. To be beautiful yet high maintenance, but not in a fun way like Leos. Libras are funny, but not funny like ha-ha, funny like a hee-hee or aha, ah-ha-ha-ha-ha. They cannot be expected to pick a side in an argument or to jump over a big stick. They can, however, be washed away by most rivers, so write that one down. No better bug is the Scorpio represented by than the lustful and conniving Scorpion. They speak and act and feel with their entire heart, and also they love to fucking lie. If you're watching this right now and thinking, that doesn't sound like me at all, you're either not a Scorpio or you're telling a lie right now. To the both of us. And maybe you're going to go have sex later, I don't know. Scorpios to me are like a swarm of bees. I love bees, but if I see a swarm of them, I get nervous. Wear giant boots and stomp viciously. Sagittarius refuse to be tied down. And also Sagittarius refuse to call you back because technically that's being tied down. And also Sagittarius refuse to hold your hand in public because hand-holding shares or possesses qualities of being tied down. Known in some circles as non-committal or really fucking selfish, Sagittarius will stop at nothing to move out of Portland despite the fact that they literally got there 2 months ago and their lease isn't up for another 4 months. So if you live in Portland and you're looking for a place to stay for the next 4 months, I hate it here, and also I'm going through a messy breakup, so if you could DM me on Twitter or leave a comment, I'm sure Sagittarius would appreciate that. Physically tie them to train tracks. One of my best friends when I was 8 told me that when he grew up, he wanted to become the superintendent of a construction company on account of he wanted a lot of responsibilities. He was a Capricorn. Riley, if you're watching this, you're a freak and need to lighten the fuck up. I'm sorry I threw dirt in your eyes when we were teens. No, I'm not. You need to get over that shit. It was 12 years ago. Also, that's a fucked up goal to have as a child, and I'm glad we're not friends anymore. Considered to be hard workers and also emotionally vacant, Capricorns rely on realistic approaches as well as absolute stubbornness to solve all of their problems. This is great if the problem on hand requires hard work and emotional vacancy, like if you want to build a chair or throw a stick. Not so much if the problem is that your partner feels alienated and talked down to because you don't ever actually laugh, you just kind of go, that's funny, without ever looking away from the wall you've been staring at for 3 straight hours. Suggest therapy to make them explode like a thrown bionicle. Now that we've learned the signs, we can delve into what really matters. Which of them you should fuck? Now, normally this would take hours, years even. People have written entire books on the subject of astrological compatibility alone, but we're going to do it in 2 minutes using this chart I made at 3 a.m. while having a panic attack. So first off, you can see that it hurts your eyes to look at, and also some of these don't make a ton of sense. The emojis, okay, sure, I understand those. The smiling is good, the angry is not so good. Some of these look sick, and also Scorpio is almost entirely swords, except for what I think is Scorpion the Frog next to Spy versus Spy. Now, I don't know why Aquarius and Aquarius are Machiavelli with the colors inverted, or why Aquarius and Libra are the mouse cursor from World of Warcraft. But I can't tell you why Aries and Aries is a low poly chow, and it's because I met a couple like that one time, and that was just kind of the vibe they gave off. If this is sensory overload, let me explain. I'm going to go sign by sign and reveal to you which partner would best complement you as a human being. Not the best relationship per se, but who you should look for in order to cover up your countless flaws. Aquarius just can't drive. This is known. We understand this to be universally true, whereas Aries are born with a driver's license stapled to their forehead. However, they are not the most compatible, as Aquarius refuse to leave the house. You see where I'm going with this? Aquarius is most compatible with Taurus because that bitch is asleep every day. Taurus ain't doing shit. Taurus wake up and choose the opposite of honest. They choose to do fuck all, and sometimes that's perfect. Pisces contains 2 fish, so your first thought might be, oh, Gemini, on account of their 2 faces, there's 1 for each fish. But that's dumb as hell. You should be ashamed of saying something so stupid. Get help. It's Cancer because they can pry into the bowl, and then you can put the fish in it, you idiot. Cancers like the ability to look up from crying over literally nothing, which is perfect because then they won't notice you crying, and then you can pretend that you were fine the whole time after all. You know, actually, your dad dying happens literally all the time, and so it's fine. You're super used to it, actually, for real. Aries are known for not thinking, so your best bet is to find someone who does nothing but think. Someone who thinks so much that they get migraines. That's right, it's Capricorn. You will not survive this mortal coil without someone to clean up after your mistakes, to be the manic pixie dream goat, to your teen boy coming-of-age style fuck-ups, to not acknowledge the fact that you're 25, sleep on the floor, and have it cleaned your apartment in 6 months. The mighty Taurus wishes only for rest, but that's just too bad because your match is Scorpio. What better way to balance out your life of hard work and collapse than with just way too much bullshit? Maybe this sounds bad, but you know what? They're fucking feral. Imagine what kind of harm could befall your enemies if you threw one at them. Face it, your life is all routine. And you love routine, you can't get enough of it. But sometimes you need your partner to viciously attack your ex's car at the mall. No, you didn't ask them to do it. You didn't have to. They do it because they love it. And you. Probably. As a Gemini, and therefore an agent of chaos, you require someone with balance in their lives. Someone so incredibly stable that you can't possibly fuck this up. That's right, it's Aquarius. They expect nothing from you, which is great because you're going to give them even less. No one will be disappointed beside you when your self-destruction bears thin and sickly fruits that only you will eat. The upside to all this is that you'll learn how to be a normal, functioning human being, or at the very least, you'll learn how to pretend to be one. Cancers thrive on conflict avoidance stemming from a childhood devoid of stability. You don't want to manage anyone's emotions. You already did that with your parents when you were 8. You need someone who's going to manage your emotions now. What do crabs need more than anything in this world? More than deep, unpolluted waters or beautiful sandy beaches? What does your big, fucked up, overflowing with emotions heart yearn for? Well, it doesn't matter because even if you had it, you couldn't keep it together long enough to enjoy it. Cancer is the most compatible with therapy. You need to go to therapy. You need to sit down with a therapist and tell them what the fuck is wrong. Besides just attention, Leos need love and affection and someone to validate the awful choices they make, which is why they need to date any other fire sign. Any of these will do. Just pick one. Close your eyes, pick at random, just pick one. It's not just about saying, I love you, and also maybe it's a good thing that you lost all of your money in a multi-level marketing scheme selling crystals on the internet. They also had to be dumb enough to mean it. If you're a Leo, just fall in love with a dumb bitch. That's it. Just find the dumbest bitch you can and fall in love with them. It's tough finding someone who loves straight-laced control freaks like Virgos. Some might even say it's impossible. They're wrong, but you'll wish they weren't after you find your perfect match in Gemini. Maybe you're thinking, wow, the human embodiment of a job, someone I can treat like a fucked up little series of tasks to be completed on account of how I will seek out new ways to destroy myself if I don't have the constant stream of things to fix, including people. You're absolutely right. You're so smart, Cassie. Here's $20 on Patreon. Wow, thank you so much. Oh my God, I'll accept your contribution gratefully and continue with the video now. Don't interrupt me again. Geminis are capable, but in none of the ways that actively contribute to their survival. Really, it's like having a baby, but they're your age. Doesn't that sound great? Your life consists entirely of diligence and patience and hard work, and nothing will put those things more to the test than a whole new workload in the form of an adult who can't take care of themselves. Delicate and terrifying is the tightrope that Libras walk from day to day. Their greyhound-like temperament and rock-like reflexes mean they're always moments away from exploding. Who better than to care for them than the completely and totally apathetic to their circumstances Aries? You don't even have to pay attention to them, and they're doing great. Okay, maybe not. Maybe they're doing bad, actually, but they're incapable of asking for help, so who cares? What's the difference? You need to stop shaking so much and make that phone call. You need to stop smoking so much weed and do your taxes. And Aries will literally never get in the way of these things. Strength comes from within. You complete yourself. It's just nice to date someone who's a big spoon sometimes. Scorpio should never be in a long-term relationship, but on the off chance you're forced into one at gunpoint, it should be with a Pisces, on account of their ability to read and deflect your emotions like some kind of weird codependent paramechanic. You getting ready to cheat? Getting ready to eat all the food that your partner's been saving? Getting ready to plant a bomb at a police station? Well, that last one's okay, but your partner's already anticipated the first two moves, and now they're talking to your mom about it. All of your attempts at making your relationship worse have fallen flat, and now you have to talk it out. You dumb bitch. You fucking idiot. You have to be an adult now. There's no exit, no escape, nothing to do but grow. Stop screaming and embrace compassion, you motherfucker. The ideal partner of the Sagittarius is someone they can leave at a moment's notice for months at a time. Someone who won't get mad when they show up unannounced half a year later like nothing ever happened. This person doesn't exist, and you need to get your shit together. The second best partner is Leo. This is the only sign that's going to hold your attention long enough for you to stay around. In fact, this is probably the only sign who's actually dumb enough to follow you. Don't get me wrong, they're definitely going to steal out of your purse or go through your phone if you don't text them enough, but that's okay. It's just one of the many prices you're willing to pay in order to have someone to split gas money with. Capricorns only want one thing, and it's disgusting. Literally anyone to help them bring in the groceries. Their life solved, their career planned, their relationship devoid of any emotional intimacy or connection. Everything is perfect. But what about the groceries? That's so many bags. Yes, in fact, the best partner for a Capricorn is someone who is or is friends with someone who can help bring all the groceries inside from the car. Their astrological sign does not factor in whatsoever. Emotional maturity, intelligent conversation, sexual chemistry. None of these matter in the face of all the food you've meticulously budgeted for taking up the entire back of your SUV. All that matters is that someone helps you get it out so you can get back to what really matters in life. Reading emails. And wow, that's everything. Now you know who to do big comes inside of or whatever. I know it looks fucked up and like it actually makes zero sense, but so does a lot of astrology, and people still let it dictate their lives and the lives of others. Remember when they paid a woman thousands of dollars every month to help keep Ronald Reagan alive? Well, he's dead now, so what does that tell you? It tells you that this is as real as you let it be, and there's nothing more real than letting a stranger on the internet tell you that your relationship is a cosmic dead end because some asshole looked up one day and went, "Is that a fucking scorpion?" Astrology really and truly can be whatever you want it to be, whether that be a tool of self-discovery, a way of further understanding your place in this world, or simply a which Disney princess are you BuzzFeed personality quiz from ancient Mesopotamia. This is all Calvin balls, so who gives a shit? God refuses to fix me, and you're fucked up in a way that resembles intention, so we're on our own. We alone decide the value of that which we base ourselves on. unless what you base yourself on is Harry Potter houses, that shit is fucking cringe.